The first 2 weeks of the National Women's Soccer League season have yielded more than their share of drama for the Washington Spirit. After seeing 3 points taken away by Sydney Leroux's late goal in Boston in the franchise's first ever game, it was Washington's turn to play spoiler in their home opener last week. Just 2 minutes after Sam Kerr gave the Western New York Flash a 1-0 lead in the 85th minute with a header from point-blank range, second half substitute Jasmine Spencer drew a penalty kick the other way, which Diana Matheson coolly buried to give the Spirit their second point of the season. Tonight, the Spirit try to stay perfect and earn the first win in franchise history as they welcome Chrissy Rampone, Kelly O'Hara, and Sky Blue FC to the Maryland Soccerplex. Welcome to live coverage of the NWSL on YouTube. I'm Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagari. And Danielle, last week's game seemed ticketed for a tie. It ended up that way, but really not in the way that we expected. A very frenetic final 10 minutes.
Right. It was a very crazy last 10 minutes, but it was so much fun for the crowd. Everybody was really into it. It was just a great way to put a ball in the back of the net for the Spirit after pushing for the full 90 minutes.
Kind of the more somber tone from that game, though, was what happened to Abby Wallenbach late. Probably a concussion. She's not playing tonight for Western New York.
Right, yeah. She got hit from about 5 yards away, point-blank range, by a teammate on a clearance. And, a lot of people said it after the game. She was mumbling and just kind of out of it. But, we wish her well and a speedy recovery.
Team's taking the field right now, as you can see. Let's go through the starting lineups for you. For Washington, nothing changes. Ashlyn Harris in goal. She'll play behind the back four of Kika Toulouse, Robin Gale, Tori Huster, and Ali Krieger. In the midfield for Washington, it's the captain, Lori Lindsay, Diana Matheson, Ingrid Wells, Julia Roberts, and Stephanie Oakes. And up top is that lone striker, Tiffany McCarty.
That's a good lineup. I mean, they've stuck with it the last 3 weeks. They were strong coming out last week, and let's hope they can keep it rolling this week.
We expect to see a 4-3-3 from Sky Blue FC. Goalkeeper Brittany Cameron, back four of Coco Goodson, Chrissy Rampone, Caitlin Ford, and Kendall Johnson. The midfield for Jim Gabara's squad, Sophie Schmidt, Katie Friels, and Vanya McCoskey. Up front for Sky Blue FC, Zisha Adams, Lisa Devanna, and Kelly O'Hara. A formidable lineup, a lot of experience there.
Yes, absolutely. And Lisa Devanna is going to be really fun to watch. Her speed, it threatens defenses all the time, so it's going to be fun to see her get in behind today.
Give me a couple keys for this game. What does Washington need to do to get 3 points?
Just be safe in the defensive end. With Devanna's speed and feistiness back there really threatens them, when she's defending and then when she's on the ball. So they just got to be smart back there and just keep her in their vision the whole entire time. For the Spirit, I hope on the ball they just continue to play a good brand of soccer and keep it rolling and do some good things. Last week I wanted them to be a little bit more creative in the final third to see if they can get some shots off inside the box. Most of their shots in that game last week came from outside the 18, so just a little bit more creative to beat the defense to get in behind.
And for Sky Blue FC, we talked about Lisa Devanna a little bit. Kelly O'Hara is someone that has played defender for the national team before her national position from college all the way through.
Right, yeah, I'm excited to see Kelly O'Hara back up top tonight. It's been a while since we've seen her up there, so it should be a good show.
Teams being introduced right now. We'll have the words of Spirit head coach Mike Jordan here in just a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about what he's going to talk about. Holly King signed by this team, someone you played with last summer with DC United Women.
Right.
What is she going to bring to this team?
She's a very consistent player in the midfield. Her height allows her to win a lot of 50-50 balls, and she can distribute well as a holding center midfielder, so hopefully we get to see her specialty out there tonight.
All right, let's hear from Mike Jordan before today's game. Here with Spirit coach Mike Jordan before tonight's match against Sky Blue FC. And Mike, let's start with last week's game. Now you've had a week to kind of digest things. What were your impressions from that 1-1 tie?
I thought we played real well. I think we just need to be a little bit more consistent, but overall I thought we defended well, we fought well. We're getting to know each other a little bit better, so we were connecting passes better. We got a lot of room to improve, but we were far better than we were up in Boston. Yeah, and I would think that's one of those things that just comes with time. The more time these girls spend together, the better they're going to combine together. Absolutely. Yeah, with training camp and in camp we were getting fit and we had, a bigger pool of players, and now we're down to our team. So I think it's coming together, and it'll just take a little bit more time to be where we want to be. The last two games, the last 10 minutes have been very hectic. You give up a late goal to Boston, and then last week you have 2 goals in the final 10 minutes. And I would imagine that's the kind of time where you really find out what your players are made of. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I told them. I mean, we showed our resilience and our character, coming right back after, giving up a pretty good goal to coming back and, putting Jazzy Spencer in and getting the PK. and then holding on at the end. I mean, they were still dangerous at the end with Abby in there. So, yeah, it was a good result for us.
Welcome back to the Maryland Soccer Press. Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malgary. Didn't get to play that entire interview with Mike Jordan, because that anthem's a little faster than I expected. But something that we talked about after that was Candace Chapman's status. She is still out tonight, and I would imagine when she returns, she's going to provide a lot of experience for that back four, which has played well, but with Chapman, you can only be better.
Right. I think it'll be great to get Chapman into the lineup and then see if they can push Tori Huster up into the midfield, because she did some really great things in that center back position, but I think she can do even more great things in that midfield.
So Washington in the home Reds today, and you'll notice on the screen there's a little bit of extra text on the front, as the Spirit did pick up a jersey sponsor this week. That's Prochain Solutions Inc. So Prochain Solutions Inc. We thank them for their support as they are sponsoring this year's jerseys. And so it'll be the red with the white stripe across the chest with the Spirit logo and the Prochain Solutions text below, and then Sky Blue FC in the white with the black shorts and the white socks. Beautiful day here. About probably mid-60s at kickoff, a little bit of a breeze, but it'll cool down some, but nice weather. Beautiful weather.
It's if anybody knows the Soccerplex, every time you come here, there's always a little bit of a breeze, whether it's, for these games or when we're here for our WAGS games on the weekends. It's always a little breezy, but it's a beautiful day.
Captain's meeting right now, and not surprised that Christy Rampone is captaining Sky Blue FC, is captain the national team on many occasions.
Right, and I forgot back in 2009 that she was the player coach of that team for the WPS. I was reading up about that the other day.
Yeah, Sky Blue FC went through a couple of coaches that year, finally settled on Christy Rampone, and then we got to the playoffs, and they won here. They won their first playoff game here, went on, won two more, and won the first WPS championship.
Yeah. It's good to see her still playing in this league.
Yeah, and that's something, you hear about a way to continue careers with younger players, but for the older players as well, it's a chance to stay fit and keep yourself ready, so when the national team calls, you're 100% there.
Right, yeah, and she's still as fit as she was probably when she first started.
Washington in the defense, and then the midfield, it's Lindsay, Matheson, Wells, Roberts, and Oakes, McCarty up front. And for Sky Blue FC, Cameron in goal, Goodson, Rampone, Ford, Johnson in the back, Schmidt, Friels, and McCoskey in the midfield, Adams, Devanna, and O'Hara up front. And it will be Sky Blue FC getting this underway as they go towards the beer garden in here at the Soccerplex. Players giving out final instructions to each other. The back four in front of Ashlyn Harris breaks. I think Harris has been one of the best players in the league through 2 weeks so far. Just some stellar saves in goal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she definitely saved the game last week in the first half with that Abby Wambach header. She kept them in it and did some great things back there. She's such a leader as well, keeping that back line so organized. Hopefully she can continue the good work.
On the roster is 17 that was given to us before the game, so we'll roll with that. Adams chips right, looking for the speedy Lisa Devanna, and immediately goes out for a throw. You can already see Oakes is going to kind of track back and watch Lisa Devanna early. Throw towards McCarty, headed by Caitlin Ford, out for a throw in. And after we saw an excellent young Australian last week in Sam Kerr, we see two more great Australians in Lisa Devanna and Caitlin Ford this week.
Lisa Devanna is so much fun to watch. She's going to do some great things out there tonight with her speed, threatening that back line.
The captain Rampone in the center circle. Knocks it wide for Caitlin Ford. Pressured now by Stephanie Oakes. Just outside the path, the key gets loose. It'll be a throw-in. Washington started very well last week, Danielle, and obviously that's something Mike Jordan would like to see continue. But so far, Sky Blue FC on their front foot.
Take them a few minutes to get into the game here.
Friels touching it around Toulouse, trying to get an angled across. It is knocked out. And it will be the first corner of the match from the right side in the second minute of a scoreless game.
like we said last week, corners in the first half, or in the first minute are always good, but you never want to see that for the home team.
It'll be Denisha Adams, the former UCLA Bruin, taking this in-swinging free corner kick from the right side. Comes in towards the penalty spot, and it's headed in. An early goal for Sky Blue FC. I believe it was Coco Goodson getting on the end of that, but we'll make sure. An own goal by Alex Salmon 2 weeks ago.
It's a pretty good goal to start off the game.
And that's something I was going to bring up as a point at some point, Danielle, and I'll definitely bring it up now. A lot of goals in this league being scored on set pieces early.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Spirit were just a tad bit disorganized there, and nobody was really tracking any of the runners. Or if they were just completely beat.
So Goodson comes up from her center back spot. The 5'11 defender from Ramona, California, gives her team the early lead. Here's Matheson, really the first possession of the game for Washington. Touched away by Ford, cleared past Oaks towards Devanna. Takes the bump from Toulouse and lays it up the line. Friels' pass is blocked. Now she'll go forward, lay off now. And Devanna can't get through Robin Gale. Matheson's touch wide for Oaks and out of bounds. Throw for Sky Blue FC in the 3rd minute. So how do you react to this now? You're already down a goal. What do you do to adjust?
Yeah, it's unfortunate giving a goal up in the first 90 seconds of a game. They're just going to have to battle for the rest of the game and get themselves even and then see if they can get ahead. But, you know, that's a tough climb.
Wide left, the ball comes, knocked up the line by Kendall Johnson. Into the path of Kelly O'Hara. O'Hara on the edge of the box, battling against Huster. First time cross is blocked by Huster. Now Ollie Krieger in her own 18 will knock it up the sideline. Here's Ingrid Wells. Passes blocked. Now she will play it up the line for McCarty.
The Spirit have been a little sloppy here in the first couple of minutes. They just need to settle down and play.
Wells. Back for Krieger. Krieger in the center for Huster. Pressure by Devanna. She goes short for Lori Lindsay. Gale. Left for Toulouse. Bad touch from her, but she does recover in time to play in Stephanie Oaks. Chance now for the Spirit to work up this left side in the 4th minute. Stephanie Oaks cuts it back on her right foot. Oaks at the top of the 18. Tries a shot towards the far post. And a tough catch for Brittany Cameron.
That was a great hit. I don't know why that center back for Sky Blue kept just going backwards. Nobody put pressure on her. That was a very good hit.
Cheating week 1 for Sky Blue FC. They had a bye last week, so this is their 2nd game. Spirit have played now 2 into 3. 2 ties on the board so far. Oaks for Julia Roberts. Roberts. Now for McCarty, making the run inside as Wells. She'll lay it off instead for Krieger. Krieger's early cross towards the top of the 18, intended for Matheson. And it goes out for a goal kick in the 5th minute.
They're definitely going to get a lot of chances if they can keep getting Allie Krieger up on that right flank. She does some good things when she goes forward, and her ideas are there. The execution on that last one just wasn't.
In 2 games. Usually when she gets forward,
really?
You know, she's putting stuff on the goal, but she has not taken a shot so far.
Yeah. She did a little bit of distributing last week. She'll continue to do that, but she'll get one.
Cameron in her own 6, pressure by McCarty, knocks it out towards the side, and I believe that went off of Oaks. Sky Blue FC gets a pretty cheap throw in. I'm not sure why Oaks didn't just let that go.
Yeah.
McCoskey lays it back for Christy Rampone. Into the path of O'Hara, of one of the midfielders, and it goes out for a throw in. That was intended for McCoskey. Now drop back. Here's Huster. Chip towards midfield. Matheson, again, the target, but Cameron off her line. That's something we saw Diana Matheson do a lot last week, was get forward as the flag goes up for offside.
Yeah, she's a feisty little one up there. She's always looking to make those runs in behind the defense. Hopefully one of these balls will connect with her.
Center official finally sees the flag here on the near side and signals for offside. So free kick for the Spirit as we move into the 7th minute. 1-0, you're just joining us. Coco Goodson knocking home a beautiful corner kick from Denisha Adams to give Sky Blue FC the lead. Toulouse. Spirit throw, which Toulouse will take. Short for Oaks. Oaks is crossed towards the 6. 2 hops into the hands of Brittany Cameron. Knocks it up the near side. Free header for Toulouse, but she gives possession back. Here's Adams. Looking for O'Hara, who has switched sides, but knocked out of bounds for a throw-in.
The game has seemed to settle a little bit here in the 7th minute.
O'Hara for Ford. Back for Rampone. Rampone dribbling towards midfield, gives it off. Devanna, who's switched sides with O'Hara on the ball now. Plays it short for Schmidt. Early ball played in by Johnson, cleared out by the Spirit. 50-50 header won by Schmidt over Lindsay. Pass by Huster forward block, but it falls for Krieger. Now Roberts' pass is deflected. McCoskey given away now, and McCarty will have a chance to counter. Layoff for Lindsay. Making the run left is Oaks. Lindsay's pass is blocked. Oaks has to double back and lets this one go out for a throw-in.
That was some good defensive work by the Spirit. They were being patient, just keeping the ball in front of them, forced them to make a mistake rather than just diving in there.
Matheson's early ball for McCarty. She'll try and turn 25 yards from goal. Lays it off for Roberts. Overlapping now is Krieger. Krieger on the right side. Takes a bit of a fumble touch, now recovers. Step over move on the edge of the 18 from Krieger. She'll double back and drop. Nice job there by Devanna to knock it out for a throw-in. Homecoming for her as well. Played for the Freedom here for 2 years.
Yeah, she was a great player for the Freedom when she was here in 2009 and 2010. It's good to see her back.
McCarty trying to win that battle in the corner. Lays it off. Early cross from Krieger towards the 6. Oaks' header is deflected. Bounces past Matheson. Now coming back and clearing it is Friels. Header won by Krieger and now cleared again by Devanna. Gale's volley. Devanna trying to keep it alive and will do so. Tumbles a bit and draws the foul. Tenth minute, 1-0 Sky Blue FC. Coco Goodson's header off an early corner kick. The difference so far. So Ashlyn Harris will once again not be able. Toulouse is clear, partially blocked. Roberts will go left for Oaks. And a bad pass there intended for Matheson, picked up by McCoskey. And now possession given right back. Krieger centrally for Toulouse. So Krieger's now shifted to center midfield for the time being. Wells is covering that right back spot.
I was used to seeing Krieger play back in the day.
That's true.
In the youth game, she played center midfield and at Penn State as well, yes.
Rampone will walk the tightrope on the sideline and go back to her goalkeeper, Cameron. Goodson. On that corner kick. And Harris making a bit of a mess of that. Now has to clear it with her right foot.
We said this last week when the sun starts going down and it gets a little chilly out, it's definitely going to skip across this grass, so they got to be aware of that skip coming in.
And that's a dangerous ball. You play that to the top of the 18, you make your goalkeeper do something, and if she makes a mistake like that, maybe you get a goal out.
Yeah.
Wells for Lindsay. Back for Huster, who is flip-flopped with Gale for now. Now Wells. Oaks making the run left. Wells will play her. Oaks forced back. Good turn there to try and get a step on McCoskey. Her pass is blocked. Second chance for Oaks as she's sandwiched and gets possession away. Lindsay blocks the pass forward. And now Friels will battle Wells and get possession away.
That was a good battle back for Wells there.
Krieger. Gale did well to just backtrack and give her an option. She'll go all the way to Harris. Dangerous pass, and Harris just gets that one clear.
Sky Blue has come out blazing in this first 12 minutes here. Their pressures, it's crazy.
That's one of the pluses, I think, of playing 3 up front, is you can
Oh,
do
absolutely.
that.
Force them to make some mistakes, which they've made 1 or 2 back there right now. She's got to settle down a bit.
Houston blocks the pass intended for O'Hara. Now Oaks for Wells. Lindsay, stolen away. Who drops it back. Harris will call off Robin Gale.
Center midfielders have no chance to breathe when they get the ball at their foot. They just got to continue to move the ball a little bit.
Chip intended for the lone striker, McCarty. Header won by Rampone. McCarty will pick up the second ball and lay off well for Wells. Ingrid Wells, double teamed. Goes right. Matheson urging her charges forward. Plays the early cross in. Volleyed by Rampone. And out for a throw in deep. 13th minute. Krieger will take it for Tiffany McCarty. Drops it back. Here's Diana Matheson. Sets up the right foot, plays it in towards the far post, and Cameron will watch that one go wide.
That looked like it was.
One 0 Sky Blue FC. Coco Goodson's goal, the difference off a corner. Matheson's ball over the top intended for Wells. Cameron again, smart off her line. Gets it quickly and rolls left. Here's Kendall Johnson.
That was a great ball. Matheson just has to do a little bit better job at pulling it away from the keeper there. Straight balls are going to go directly into the keeper on this field.
Now back for Ford. Goodson again. McCoskey. Not quite in Rampone's path, but nobody even red was there to really pressure that, so Rampone can take her time.
Sky Blue looks like they've settled into their game a little bit compared to a couple weeks ago against Western New York. They're playing a better brand today than I thought from a couple weeks ago.
Lindsay gets a foot in, wins it away, lays it off for Matheson. Overlapping ball intended for Krieger. Johnson collides with Krieger and knocks it out for a throw-in. I'm not sure Krieger expected that pass initially, but she ran it down.
She's a hard worker.
Goodson clears it right to McCarty. McCarty fakes the shot, tries the left-footed shot, and misses well wide.
I think I would have chosen the right, striking it with the right foot there, but that's why she's out there. She can make those decisions.
It's one of those plays where it comes to you and you're like, why is this here now?
Right.
How did this get here?
It took her a minute to register that the ball was actually at her foot.
One 0 Sky Blue FC leads here at the Maryland Soccer Bus. Michael Minnick alongside Daniel Malagari. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Pass deflected. It'll be Houston now. Krieger. Up the line intended for Matheson. Sliding challenge from McCoskey. Wins it well. Through ball intended for O'Hara. Stopped by Devano on the way through. Devano trying to beat 2. Plays it short now for Sophie Schmidt. Canadian goes wide right for Ford. Ford against Oaks. Tries to get a half step on her. Early ball in towards the top of the 18. O'Hara. Back again for Ford. Well defended by Gale, I thought, on that play to deny O'Hara turning. But now O'Hara's on it again. Tries the left-footed shot, and it goes high and wide.
It's really great to see O'Hara back up top here for Sky Blue. She's so creative on the ball, and I think she's going to create a lot of chances for Sky Blue up there today.
Won the Herman Trophy as the National Player of the Year in 2009 at Stanford. She was a forward there. Stanford just, for a couple years there had so much talent.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't get over the hump until 2011 when they won the national championship. Sophie Schmidt. Early cross in, headed on frame, and caught by Ashlyn Harris. That was O'Hara there with that shot. Huster. For Wells, broken up. Nice touch by Adams to keep it alive and find the feet of O'Hara.
The decision-making on the ball isn't that great right now for the Spirit, especially in their own defensive end. Just have to be a little bit smarter trying to build out of the back there.
Devanna for Friels. Now it goes left for the left back Johnson. Her cross in towards the 18, headed, and the flag is up on O'Hara. Adams touches on. Now the referee will see the flag is up. Adams with her hands in the air. I don't think it was on her. It was the play before that.
Yeah.
Krieger off the quick restart. 18th minute, 1-0 Sky Blue FC. Wells. McCarty. Broken up by Rampone. McCoskey with a touch. Lays it off for Sophie Schmidt. Schmidt's ball intended for Devanna, headed by Huster. Now O'Hara will try from deep, blocked by Gale.
Why not take that shot? Catch Ashlyn Harris a little off her line there.
Not a lot of numbers for it in wide either, so you try that early shot because there wasn't too much there anyway.
Right.
Early ball from Oaks, trying to play in Ingrid Wells. It's headed out. Brought down now by McCarty. Falls for Coco Goodson, who drops back to Cameron. Sprayed left for Kendall Johnson. Johnson was one of those players that, going into the draft, we weren't sure what her deal was because she redshirted a year. She had another eligibility, but she decided to come out of Portland, and Sky Blue FC picked her up. Ball goes out. It'll be a goal kick. Second round pick of Sky Blue FC in that college draft.
I can understand why she gave up another year of college to play in a pro league. It's probably a good idea.
The first round pick of Sky Blue FC was Lindsay Lisenby Cutshaw, the center back from BYU. She is not with the team currently, did not make this trip. Friels. Chip over for Devanna. Devanna tries the first time volley, and it bounces to Ashlyn Harris. That's the kind of chance Lisa Devanna will take, though.
Yeah,
absolutely. She's a creative player.
Absolutely.
She tries the unpredictable.
She's so fun to watch. Everything she does is just really fun to watch.
I think she kind of had the stigma early in her career that she was just an off-the-bench spark. She was a sub, but she's really grown into that 90-minute consistent player.
Right. Yeah, when she was with the Freedom in the WPS, she came off the bench. She did start some games as well. But I think she's really found her groove here with Sky Blue.
Matheson's through ball through. And she kind of started out as that super sub for Australia in the 07 World Cup. And then she was picked up by the Freedom and like you said, grew into being more of a starter under Jim Cabarro's tutelage. Forward. O'Hara. Friels off the back of Toulouse. In the center of the park for Julia Roberts. And she gives it right back. Sophie Schmidt. Early ball, blocked down well by Huster, but possession again given back to McCoskey and Sky Blue FC. Adams, first time, looking for Devanna. Devanna wide. That could have been 2-0 very easily.
Wow. Yes. Again, Devanna's hard work. She just out-hustled the Spirit player. Unfortunately, looked like Huster slipped there a little bit, but she out-battled her right there.
Well, again, field gets wet at night.
Yep.
Sometimes, as we saw last week, you need a little bit of luck. You need a little bit of that extra little bit of save from your goalkeeper to stay in a game, and that was a break the Spirit might be very happy to get later in this game if they can get some momentum their way.
Right.
21st minute, it's 1-0 Sky Blue FC. Coco Goodson scoring very early on a header on Denisha Adams' corner kick serve.
That foul was just called. Toulouse with the hands on the back there.
Schmidt will take the free kick. Not quite the same angle, but about the same depth that Western New York scored from last week on the serve. Schmidt's ball towards the top of the 18. Headed out by Gale. Bounces off a couple bodies, falls for Lindsay. Friels does well to block that run. Schmidt will play it back for Rampone. Devanna trying to turn on Krieger. That'd be a nice battle to watch all night if that stays. And Krieger wins this round. Matheson for Krieger. Chance to counter if the red-clad shirts can get forward. Krieger On the floor for Matheson. Matheson trying to run it down. Slides it in the middle. McCarty in the 6, but she can't get a good touch on it, and it's cleared.
That was a great ball in by Krieger there. And kudos to Matheson for making that run. Well, easily could have went out of bounds, but she did a great job to save it.
Wells. Cross comes in. Matheson knew she was offside and would just walk back and not make a play for that ball.
Krieger's vision on that flank, it's just so great to see that type of ball and play that there.
Cameron will slow things down as Sky Blue FC's been the better team, but Washington with a good flurry there in the last minute or two to get some momentum back their way, down 1-0. Adams, the free header, flicks it through. Gale wins the second ball. Here's O'Hara. 1-on-3. She'll lose out to Oakes. Slides to win it back and commits the foul.
O'Hara's putting the things that she's learned defensively with the national team into play here as a forward.
Toulouse over everybody. Barra has shown in the past with somebody like Nikki Marshall that he likes players that can play defender and play forward and interchange very easily between the two.
Yeah. Nikki Marshall's speed when she was with the Freedom could do some great things, defensively helped, when she was recovering, but she also was really, really good at getting in behind.
Goodson's ball over the top, headed by Gale. And there were games where she would start at the defender, they would get behind, and she would move to forward in the middle of the game.
Right.
Wide right for Ford, kept alive by the Australian. Nice touch from O'Hara to keep that one alive. She'll pick it up on the other end of Toulouse. Cross in towards Adams, brought down. Second ball gets away from Krieger. Shot from Adams is blocked by Krieger, and now cleared partially. Still loose in the box. Acrobatic clearance attempt from Toulouse. There it is, finally cleared by Gale.
Krieger is such a staple in this back line. She's so great back there for this team.
Hard cross from O'Hara, brought down and cleared.
Krieger always makes really big plays for the Spirit back there. She's so good.
In the middle now, Friels for Adams. Ball played through, deflected. Oakes in her own box, pressure by Schmidt, she'll clear. And, players can do that for stints, but what makes Ollie Krieger world class is she can do it for 90 minutes.
Right. She just keeps going.
McCarty holds up but gives the ball right back to Ford. Ford pushing forward hard up the middle. Lays it off wide right for O'Hara. Lots of time and space for O'Hara. Early cross in towards the 6, towards Adams. Headed out. Second ball and a foul against Sky Blue FC.
That was a very good call by the referee there. Wasn't sure if she was going to see that, but she got it there.
It seems like the book on Washington, at least what Sky Blue FC is trying, is those early crosses.
Right, yeah. And they're somewhat successful. They're getting someone on the end of it at every opportunity.
Is that something you think an inexperienced defense relatively is a little bit more susceptible to? You've got a midfielder back there and 3 outside backs?
I think so, but Ashlyn Harris, has the experience to make sure that back line is prepared for what's coming. So as long as she stays organized, I think they should be able to handle those balls in pretty well.
Krieger will take this free kick in the 25th minute. 1-0 Sky Blue FC. The Spirit have had some half chances, but nothing clear cut. Flicked on by McCarty. Here's Stephanie Oakes. Step over move, and she tries to beat Ford, but good defending there from the young Australian. Knocks it out for a throwaway. McCarty for Oakes. Fakes the cross. Tries a step over move. Keeps possession and finally drops for Kika Toulouse. Toulouse plays it up for McCarty. McCarty stumbles but recovers her footing. McCarty on the edge of the 18. Crosses way too hard for Ingrid Wells.
You'd like to see that ball kind of driven across the 6 rather than lofted there.
Matheson trying to battle on the end line. Gets a step on Johnson. Does a nice turn there and falls down. Free kick. And a good spot here for Washington.
Matheson's hard work got something for the team here. Maybe, let's see if they can make something of it.
It's like it'll be a 3-player wall for Sky Blue FC. Lori Lindsay will eye this free kick in the 26th minute. Everybody for Sky Blue FC is back in their own 18 defending this dangerous set piece. Now a 2-player wall. Referee's assistant is in the field, making sure that wall gets 10 yards. You don't often see that the referee's assistant on the far side is that far in.
Yeah.
That allows the referee to kind of stand back and make sure nobody's pushing and shoving.
Let's see who stands up as the target here for the Spirit.
Lindsay's ball towards the middle, towards Krieger, deflected. And a hard tackle there. And we'll have a whistle here. O'Hara came in hard on, I believe it was Kika Toulouse. And they'll wave help onto the field. The trainers will come on.
That was a very hard tackle. That was a good, the initial ball in by Lori Lindsay was a good driven ball. Hopefully, if you drive it across there, you can hope that it bounces off somebody and you know, falls to somebody's foot.
Right, because it's very tough to arc a ball in from that close to the 18.
Right.
Like you said, you want to drive and hope somebody knocks it in. But right now, the concern for Kika Toulouse.
Pretty well-deserved yellow card there.
O'Hara gets in the 28th minute, first booking of the game. This back line already very thin, so
Yes.
Kika Toulouse being okay is very important.
Yeah. Spirit didn't even send anybody to go over there and warm up when that happened.
So, another dangerous free kick. Very close to the 18-yard box on the left side. And this is an area where you try to shoot.
Yes. And it looks like Matheson's on it. I think she'll probably attempt to put it on frame.
4-player wall, and that's definitely not 10 yards.
No.
Sky Blue FC winning 1-0 on a Coco Goodson header off of a Tanisha Adams corner kick. Spirit trying to get equal on their own set piece. As Danielle said, it's Lindsay and Matheson eyeing it. 4-player wall. Everybody at the far post will try and get a rebound. It's Lindsay with the shot, and it's just over.
Good idea. You'd like to see her maybe go a little bit more to the far post there. Catch the keeper off guard.
We're back to 11 on 11 as Toulouse has been waved back in. That's good to see. Be sure to visit WashingtonSpirit.com for team news, tickets, exclusive video, and all things Washington Spirit women. You can follow the team on Twitter at WashSpirit, that's W-A-S-H Spirit, or like the Facebook page at www.facebook.com/WashingtonSpirit.
Thought that was maybe a little bit of a flop there. Not much contact for Devanna to go down.
Devanna again, that's two of those today where a little borderline. That's where you, as a referee, you hope your referee's assistant who's right in front of that can see it and give you a little bit of help. Anyway, a free kick for Rampone in the 30th minute. Nice serve towards the 6, caught by Harris. A little too much hang on that one. Harris will push her charges forward. Really, as we mentioned earlier, Sky Blue FC, unfortunately not to be 2-0 up, as Lisa Devanna had a good look and just missed.
Right, and it seems like now the Spirit has definitely settled into their game. They've sorted themselves out a little bit more. Hopefully they can get themselves back into it.
Friels. Plays it left. Here's O'Hara. Working against her national teammate, Ali Krieger. In for Devanna in the 18. Devanna, marked hard by Wells. Trying to cut back towards the corner. Devanna with some fancy footwork, trying to set up the right foot. Good ball laid out for Johnson. Tackle for Matheson pops it up. Sky Blue FC retains possession. McCoskey pushing right to the feet of O'Hara. Drop back again for McCoskey. Now they work Caitlin Ford the right back end. Ford's miss hit ball towards the near post goes out.
Good numbers in behind the ball there for the Spirit. Well defended.
Ford just 18 years old, and she's shown her quality, but there she showed she still has a little bit more to work on.
She's 18?
18.
Wow.
Best young player of the 2011
Certainly doesn't play like an 18-year-old.
This Australian team's going to be so good.
Yeah,
we saw
it is.
Kerr last week. She was 19. Ford's 18. Tom Sermonti left the program in good shape when he left to take the U.S. job. Drop back by Goodson. And I think Australia has really benefited also from moving into the Asian Confederation.
Right.
Much tougher for them to qualify, much tougher competition to play against.
Yes, absolutely.
O'Hara. Still O'Hara, marked by Toulouse. Tackle from Toulouse knocks it out for a goal kick.
Whoa.
They're going to say it hit O'Hara last on the way through.
O'Hara's not arguing that, so it must have.
Well, she's there got a yellow, too. you
That's
got to
true.
watch yourself. That's the only booking so far. Be interested to see after the game. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, Danielle, but Ashlyn Harris is going to give a pair of her signed goalkeeping gloves away, game worn, for the best sign here.
Right.
So I've been keeping an eye out for good signs. We'll have to maybe look a little closer at halftime and see what we can see.
Yeah, I haven't seen as many as what I thought were going to be out.
And the flag's up on Devana.
That was a good call. She was a couple steps behind there.
Reminder, we'll see Alex Morgan and Christine Sinclair here next week. Looking forward to that as the Portland Thorns come to town. Have commentary for you once again during this nice little homestand. Ball played through, intended for O'Hara. It's not bad. You see Wambach 1 week, you see Rampone the next, you see Alex Morgan the week after that.
Yeah, Portland put up some big numbers last week for their game. What was that, around 13,000 that were there?
Wonderful to see the huge crowd at Gerald Winfield, and biggest crowd, obviously, in the NWSL short history. But
right.
Biggest standalone crowd if you'd thrown that into WPS as well.
Yeah.
Oaks. Wide right for Krieger. Up the line now for Wells. And Rampone will knock it up the line. Give him back to Rampone. It's not a bad idea just to hit it up the line and hope Krieger can get it.
Yeah. She's gotten everyone that they've played out there so far.
Sophie Schmidt, speaking of Portland, the former Portland Pilots player, goes out for a throw-in. McCarty can't keep possession out the pass to Matheson. Here's McCoskey running forward. Adams to her left. Played through now. Nice header by Huster to take a little bit of the water off the boil, but here we go again. Wide right for O'Hara. Overlapping is Ford. O'Hara will split the defenders instead. Set up the left foot. Try the shot, but right at Ashlyn Harris, chest high.
From up here, that looked like a fantastic shot, but Harris collected that just so nonchalant.
Roberts. Krieger. Chip over, looking for McCarty. Headed instead by Coco Goodson. It'll trickle left for Oaks. Overlapping is Lindsay. She'll get it. Lindsay at the top of the 18, working in. Left-footed ball behind the run of McCarty. But here comes Matheson. Matheson in the box. She shoots. She scores.
What a goal.
That's what Diana Matheson can do.
What a goal.
Quality play. And Lindsay to read that and make the pass. Beautiful.
Absolutely. That was such a great build-up, starting from that overlap from Lori Lindsay. That was fantastic. And again, Matheson just working hard over on that side, getting past her defender, taking that great first touch at her foot and just placing it there. Well done.
Second straight week, Matheson's found the equalizing goal here at home.
And that's what we were talking about last week. They didn't create that many opportunities for themselves inside the 18. And maybe the first or second.
Lori Lindsay making that run initially, beating the defender, making that pass.
Right.
Great stuff.
That was great stuff. Well done.
1-1 here in the 35th minute. And again, that's what we talked about earlier. You give up a goal early, you have plenty of time to get it back.
Yes. And they always say the first 5 minutes after giving up a goal is very crucial. So she's got to be smart here defensively.
Friels with a heavy touch, tackled away by Matheson. Lindsay lays it off for herself. McCarty's in the channel. Ball played for Tiffany McCarty. Chance now. The flag is up. Flag is up on McCarty.
I remember.
I thought that was close.
Oh
She
yeah,
wasn't on.
yeah. She was. She was a couple steps behind before Lori played that ball. But Lori Lindsay, like I said last week, little engine that could in there for the team. She's always going to lift them up when they're down, and she's done a great job to get them back into this game.
When she played her first game in preseason, Mike Jordan said she was a little rusty. And as you've seen her go week by week, she's gotten sharper and sharper and sharper.
That's shocking because I never consider Lori Lindsay rusty. You
No.
know, everything that she does with the national team and the way she trains, I would never think that. But you know what? She's so much fun to watch, and will do great things for this team this year.
Player down in the box for the Spirit. It's Huster. If that challenges. Adams got a half chance. Shot was weakly taken and cleared. Huster's okay, back on her feet. And in the 37th minute, we'll have a throw in for Ford and Sky Blue FC. Oaks will knock it clear. Oaks has had to drop back a little bit more, as we mentioned, to handle Ford and these runs forward from O'Hara and whoever else is on that side. And that's opened up space for Lindsay to make those runs.
Right, yeah. Oaks is really good at getting up and down that left flank. She creates a lot of things out there, but she's so good at getting back defensively. She's just a workhorse over there.
O'Hara, marked by Kika Toulouse, lays it off now for Friels. Friels for Adams, cheeky back heel into the path of Schmidt. Her first shot is blocked, and now Robin Gale will partially clear, kept alive by Friels, who heads it left. Now Lisa DeVanna, crossing towards Adams, brought down well by Adams. Turning shot is partially blocked. Would have been a tough goal, but Adams made a pretty good run at it. Good first touch to bring it down.
Yeah, she's so good at holding the ball and holding the defenders off, trying to spin there. That was good stuff by her.
And that's a dream in a 4-3-3. That center forward can just kind of hold things up. Header popped up. Gale will knock it down. Out of the path of Toulouse, it'll be a throw in the 38th minute. Michael Minnick, Daniel Malagary here. Excellent first half so far. We've seen a goal both ways. Coco Goodson in the second minute off the corner from Tanisha Adams, and then Dana Matheson finishing off a great feed from Lori Lindsay about 2.5 minutes ago.
Tiffany McCarty's been a little quiet this game. I'd like to see them try to find her a little bit more going forward.
Also, I think Ingrid Wells, who was subbed at the half last week, has had a pretty quiet match today.
Yes. Well, Allie Krieger is just so dominating
That's
on
right.
that right side.
She's had to play kind of cover for Krieger. That's very true.
Right, yeah. She gets forward and creates that space for Krieger to get into there at the midfield.
Here is Tiffany McCarty, trying to split two defenders, does so well. Touch was a little heavy though, slid away by Friels. Now here's Matheson again. Goodson gets a foot in and lays it off for Johnson. And she'll beat Krieger by a step and knock it out for a throw-in.
Great pressure by Krieger there.
Krieger wants to take it quickly, and she will for Matheson. Matheson on the right side of the box, back for Krieger. First time cross it towards the penalty spot. Headed out well by Sophie Schmidt. Here we go the other way. Ball played left and given away. I thought for a second there was a really good chance to counter, but Sky Blue FC was a little slow building that up.
Yeah, they were. There was that big space in front of the back line there because Julia Roberts was caught a little bit wide.
Huster. Looking for McCarty. Broken up instead by Johnson and now headed forward. McCoskey. Now Adams. Pass broken up by Schmidt. Thrown back to Ford. Now drop back to Goodson. Square for Christy Rampone in the 40th minute. 1-1 your score. On the floor for O'Hara. Tackled away by Roberts. Now Matheson. Played through now for Tiffany McCarty. She is onside. McCarty with McCoskey trying to run it out from behind. McCarty on the right edge of the box, waiting for support. Touches it by the defender. McCarty in the box. Back for Oaks. But Schmidt there to clear.
That was a great idea by McCarty. There, she took her head up and saw that she was 1 versus 4, slowed it down a little bit, and waited for numbers to get forward.
Matheson. Krieger. Ball played in towards the box, headed out. Now Lisa DeVanna for Sky Blue FC will try and run past Huster. Big touch there. Huster gets a foot in, drops it back for Gale. Toulouse. Lindsay for Krieger now.
Pressure by Sky Blue has kind of stepped back a little bit, so the Spirit are definitely able to find feet a little bit more in the midfield and see what we can get out of Julia Roberts and Lori in there.
Matheson. Wells' passes behind Lori Lindsay, given away to Sophie Schmidt in midfield. Touch forward now. Oaks will just knock it out towards the near side for a throw-in. As we move into the 42nd minute, 1-1 the score. Goodson in the second, Matheson in the 35th, your goal scorers. Friels. McCoskey. Nice work to Get away from Wednesday and play it for Ford. Friels. Goodson. To lose for Washington. Now Matheson. Stephanie Oakes. Under pressure from Devena. Plays it through. A nice ball, but the flag is up on Tiffany McCarty.
That, I don't think she was offsides there. She got well behind that defender because the defender just didn't even expect her to be there. I don't think that was an offsides call.
I mean, that's the angle you dream of as a forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sneak in behind. You just got to hope that flag doesn't go up, and it did there on Tiffany McCarty.
And Goodson didn't even make an attempt to go after that ball. I don't think she even knew McCarty was there.
Devana. Ball knocked wide right. Too tall for O'Hara, out for a throw-in. Stay tuned at the half. We'll have a very special guest. Is John Harkes is making his way up to the roof of the soccer box. We'll talk to him at the half. National team legend, DC United legend. Pretty good broadcaster as well.
He's kind of a big deal.
People know him. Throw in for Toulouse here in the 43rd minute. Tori Huster now on the ball for Washington. Plays it right for Krieger. Takes the pass, now goes for Lindsay. Wells. Chip towards Oakes, off her line to make the pickle in one hop is Brittany Cameron. She'll dump it right. Caitlin Ford will run it down. Chip it forward, bounces off of Robin Gale and Lisa Devana.
They're just pointing to her back, asking for the ball to be played to her feet. She's not getting many services into her feet.
44th minute here. Toulouse's throw up the line. Headed down by O'Hara. Now drop back to Coco Goodson. She'll go back to Cameron. I would expect we had a decent amount of stoppage time with a few injuries and 2 goals on the board. 2 minutes, maybe 3. Header won by Gale. McCoskey. Friels. And a bad touch there. Gives it away on the pass intended for Ford. Throw in for Oakes and Washington in the 45th minute.
And there you see the pace of the field as the sun's going down.
Toulouse's throw. Pings off a couple heads. Now touched by Sophie Schmidt and given away. Throw in for Sky Blue FC. Ford, the Australian, will jog up to take the throw in. Making the run short is Schmidt. She'll get it and touch it back for Ford, but now gives it away to Oakes. Passes Bach. Now Roberts up the line, finds Matheson. Outside for McCarty. McCarty dodges Ford. Heavy touch there is slid away by Matheson. Gale chested down. Almost a handball there. Might have actually been a handball, but not called. Nice ball up the line for Matheson, but a little too far. Outside the foot pass there was the right idea, but
a little too much there.
Referee will make Ford back up a few steps. We'll have 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half.
The referee has indicated 2 minutes.
Kendall Johnson for Adams, broke it up. Now here's Matheson for Washington, shipping it up the side for Krieger. Krieger has a step on the defender, trying to get the only cross in. Towards the 6 it comes, but Goodson gets a foot in. Plenty of time and space to go left. Johnson clears it towards midfield. Devana turns nicely, turns on the Jets. Now running up the field with space is Devana. Schmidt to her right. O'Hara also in the attack. Devana in the box. Devana trying to touch it around Gale. Schaffen Devana. Diving save from Ashlyn Harris.
The Spirit did a good job at dropping there, because you never want to step to Devana, because as soon as you step, she's just going to tap it right by you, and on her way she goes.
Harris will slow things down a bit, push her team forward in stoppage time. Punt it towards Center circle, headed on by Roberts, but Goodson there. 5'11" Tower to win that from McCoskey. Volleyed out by Toulouse. Schmidt will take the throw. Touched on by Friels, and Schmidt cannot keep that alive. Throw in. Toulouse will take it from McCarty, who chests it down against two defenders, volleys it for Oakes. Oakes, laid off now by Matheson, but too much on that, intended for McCarty. Throw for Sky Blue FC in stoppage time. 1-1 the score. O'Hara has a step on Toulouse. O'Hara in the 18. Touches it around, sets up the left foot. O'Hara's shot is blocked by a sliding kick at Toulouse.
That was a good recovery by Toulouse. She definitely got beat over there by O'Hara, but she recovered nicely and was able to get something on that to send it out for a corner.
Second corner of the match for Sky Blue FC. They scored on the first one. They're coming back in the second minute. Again, it'll be Adams to take. Another good serve towards the 6. Headed on again by Goodson, and this time just wide. Same play from the opposite side that Goodson scored on, and she almost scored again.
And you see Ashlyn Harris back there ripping at her defenders. Got to put a body in on her there.
That's something that definitely will be fixed in the locker room by
Yes,
Mike Jordan, I would imagine.
I'm sure. I mean, they were so focused on Abby Wambach last week. They had 2 players marking her the whole entire time. Maybe that's something they think about on defensive set pieces here.
Yeah, I don't think Coco Goodson was on the scouting report as high as Abby Wambach was last week. Whistle blows for the end of the first half. 1-1 at the break. Your thoughts on this one, Danielle, so far?
I think the Spirit were a little rusty coming into today's game. The first couple minutes or so, they weren't really able to find the rhythm, got scored on early, which you never want to see, but they did well. They collected themselves. They got back into this game, put a great goal in the back of the net. But, you know, the pressure from Sky Blue has definitely backed off a little bit, so they've been able to find a little bit of a rhythm here.
So Goodson in the second minute from the Adams corner kick, and then Matheson off the feed from Lindsay in the 35th minute. We'll let Danielle go here and bring John Harks in to discuss this game and some other matters here. Glad to have him on the broadcast. Getting things organized here as we'll have a 15-minute halftime period. All right, John Harks joins me now. Put your analyst hat on. What'd you think of that first half?
I thought it was good from the Spirit in terms of the response. You know, early giving up a goal like that makes it very difficult at times, and you're always looking to see the reaction. I thought they came out very strong through the midfield, started to distribute the ball pretty well quickly forward, and they went straight back at it. So game opened up quite a bit there in the second half, and there was a lot of space in the midfield at times, so they got to make sure they take care of the ball.
You were a midfielder in your day. What do you make of Lori Lindsay and Dinah Matheson?
It's a good pairing. I mean, Matheson to me is probably one of the smartest players I've seen in a while. I mean, her movement, not just her tenacious attitude in terms of getting to the ball and attacking space, but just what she sees on the field, very good. And I think, you know, between Lori Lindsay, just the way that she keeps the game simple as much as possible. Roberts is sitting a little bit tucked, you know, a bit deeper there, but I think what's happening is at times they're not sure who's going to recover the ball quick enough. You know what I mean? They're all kind of like waiting for someone to be that ball winner. And so if they start demanding that a little bit more of each other in that midfield, then maybe they can control the rhythm a little bit better.
You were captain of a first-year team here, DC United back in '96. Is that the toughest thing with the first-year team, is kind of figuring out who does what, you know, in the action of the game?
Well, it takes a while for, you know, everybody to not only just get things settled in and to get an understanding of each other's strengths and weaknesses, but also to have a trust. And when you get to know each other's personalities on and off the field, that's when it really comes together. And those are a lot of adversity challenges that they'll face throughout the season. And, you know, I think even for DC United under Bruce, it wasn't until really halfway through the season that we started to realize what we were good at. And initially we came out with a really poor record, but turned it around. And that's a lot of that is self-belief too. You know, making sure you stick to the system and the game plan. And so, you know, hopefully they'll come together. But there's a lot of challenges in the first year of our league again.
Right, and unique situation as well, where you guys like Jaime Moreno were coming in mid-season. You know, you guys were just kind of learning on the fly. You know.
Yeah, we're lucky he came in mid-season.
Yeah, it helps.
What a wonderful player he had to have come mid-season. So. Yeah, you always, like you said, there's always going to be those pluses and minuses, and not really the minuses, but the challenges. About getting to know new personalities and new personnel on the team. But when you have guys that of that talent and the women that are that talented, you welcome that. And I think with Matheson, I'm telling you, the more that they can feed the ball into her and let her, kind of play that and create that rhythm, they're going to do well.
And that's one of the great things about soccer is you can be 5'1" and you can influence a game like Dana Matheson does.
Unless you're against Dortmund and Bayern Munich. But
That's
anyway,
right.
yeah, I mean, look, you want soccer IQs on the field, but it takes, not just the piano players, the piano carriers. You need other types of personalities on the field to dictate the rhythm of play, to defend well, to make sure that your communication is there. And I'm sure that the staff of the Spirit are trying to work on that week in and week out.
Your wife, Cindy, coached UCNI women for a couple years, helped out Mike Jordan. How important is it, do you think, to American soccer to have a professional league again?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because there are so many talented players in the States, and for years and years, U.S. women have really kind of set the stall out of what the game is all about, and at the top level. So to get them here in the States and to get them back from other leagues is fantastic. And the growth is going to be good because it's a generational thing. You're looking at the kids now that are U12s and U14s that are now looking up to them, seeing them in their backyard and saying, that's where I want to be. So that growth is just going to, pile on top and hopefully, find itself really successful years to come.
And they can see players like an Ali Krieger, like a Julia Roberts, who are from this area and say, I can follow this path very easily, play in college, and then play professionally.
Right, and to have those opportunities and those platforms kind of become reality, and somebody that they can identify with right away, and it's very good. So I think it's great, and this is such an amazing complex when you look at what they've got here at the Soccerplex, and we've played many cup games up here at times, at DC United. So it creates an intimate environment, great crowd. The support is here. It's exciting, and I think they're doing it right.
I can't let you go. I thought talking about DC United, a little bit of a slow start. How does this team turn it around?
Well, I think internally, players need to start asking the big questions of each other, and the staff itself. You always look at what happens in the off season. Last year, DC United almost overachieved in a way.
Yes.
And you can't rest on those laurels. So as a club themselves, I think they kind of came out behind the eight ball a little bit. They didn't significantly make big adjustments in terms of their team, and they're finding it kind of hard out of the gate. Injuries haven't, helped. Certainly, we know that the lack of depth in certain teams and clubs, kind of really hurts when you get the main players injured. So I think they'll get it back. I mean, there's a lot of soccer to be played this year. I think DC United have enough talent there and certainly enough determination to work hard and to turn it around. But it really does take hard work, and that's, there's a lot of space between saying and doing, and they've got to follow up on what they're saying. So they got to really dig in the training field. Yeah,
I think other than the first handful of minutes against Columbus, they haven't had Delio and Pontius and Diro in the field at the same time, which makes a difference.
Yeah, it's very true, and you make a valid point there. I mean, there's so many guys that, they complement each other on the field, and if you don't have those kind of link-ups, and, it changes. It changes the dynamic of the team itself. So once they get that back and they're healthy again, I think you'll start seeing some results.
John Harkes, it's been a thrill to talk to you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
All right, John Harkes joining us here at halftime. Washington and Sky Blue FC tied at 1. We'll be back in about 7 minutes with the second half of this game. Welcome back to the Air on Soccer Press. Michael Manick wants to say Daniel Malgary. I'm going to be on cloud 9 for the rest of this game, Danielle, because I got to talk to John Hart. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. He's such a down-to-earth guy. Seeing with with all his accomplishments and everything, he loves sitting up here and chatting with us. It was a good talk.
I mean, I was the guy that had the T-shirt, the DC United T-shirt with the screen printed 6 on the back. So
super fan over here.
Let's get back to this game as 1-1 at the half. A very entertaining first half. Sky Blue FC scoring on Coco Goodson's header in the second minute, and then Diana Matheson scoring off a great feed from Lauren Winston at the 35th. Something we talked about in the first half was Sky Blue FC got 2 corners, and Goodson got free headers on both of them.
Right. I'm sure that's what they probably sorted out in the locker room, getting a body in on her because she's been dangerous on 2 opportunities, and they don't want to give up another goal like that in this half.
No halftime changes. PA announcer Ken Means is telling the assemblage here. Great crowd again here at the Plex. Home side is full. Away side is in good shape as well. Lots of people in the beer garden and the hill as well. So one of those things where, yeah, there's some empty seats over there, but that's because everybody else is in the end.
Oh, absolutely.
Not because they're not here.
Right. If they continue to get these types of crowds, I think it's going to be great for the team and for the organization.
I think the goal for Washington kind of changes Mike Jordan's strategy as well because, if it's 1-0, maybe you bring on a Jasmine Spencer or Caroline Miller at the half or a little bit into the second half.
Right.
And he still might.
It's a couple girls warming up over there. I think we see Caroline Miller, Jasmine Spencer, Domenica Hodak. Those are his couple go-tos there, first off the bench for him.
Rampone. Left for Johnson. Back for Rampone. Johnson again. Schmidt for McCoskey. I was impressed with McCoskey's first half in that defensive mid slot.
Yeah, she subbed in the last time for them, so I wasn't really sure what to expect, but she did some good things in there.
Devanna turns and draws a foul. Free kick in the 47th minute for Sky Blue FC.
Savannah's real good at drawing those fouls. She's drawn a couple.
3 fouls, I believe. Free kick for Rampone. Goodson comes up again and immediately gets bodied up by Gale. Ball comes in towards Goodson again. She flicks it on in the path of Adams. Adams volley blocked by Harris and cleared out of the 6.
The contact that Ashlyn Harris just had with Adams was quite interesting, but I don't understand why any of the Spirit defenders were tracking there. Just watched her go in behind and go onto that ball.
Given away now to Matheson. And Coco Goodson got a header again off another set piece.
Yeah.
Toulouse. McCarty. Now Matheson.
Fans are getting a little riled up here on our side of the field. Hear the drums and the feet banging.
And we had, good noise last week, but I think the fans are kind of starting to figure out how to do things too.
Right.
Huster's chip for McCarty. Gets the first touch in, but into the path of Rampone, who drops it back.
They have what they call the Spirit Squadron.
Yes.
Is that it? Yeah? Or the super fans? I don't know if I found them yet today.
And then, of course, we have the Spirit Alliance fan club, who's got a table here. So lots of supporters groups. If you're watching this game and you live in the DC area and couldn't make it out tonight, you can find out all the info on that. Join. Nice ball over the top. Devanna's in. Devanna on the edge of the 18 takes a touch as Toulouse comes back. Devanna doubles back. Schmidt wants it. Schmidt's shot is in. Sophie Schmidt called for that ball. She was unmarked. Pass from Devanna, buried by the Canadians. 2-1 in the 48th minute.
Such some composure on the ball by Devanna to lay it back for Schmidt. That was a very well-placed ball by Devanna, back to the PK spot. Ashlyn Harris, there you go, punting it out to midfield, not very happy. Right now, you could see Lori Lindsay tracking there, but Schmidt was just a step ahead of her, wasn't able to keep up.
So, 2 minutes into the first half, Sky Blue FC scores. 3 minutes into the second half, they score.
Yeah, Spirit need to, again, calm down and get into their rhythm here. You really don't want to give up a goal this early in the second half again, like they did in the first half. They've been battling to get back into this game. They did, and now they're, behind again, having a battle.
Shot back by Toulouse and cleared by Harris. And it's something the Spirit haven't had to do much of, is play from behind. The Boston game, obviously, Lewis scored very late.
Right.
Last week is only about 2 minutes between Kerr's goal and Matheson's PK.
Right. But they did well in the first half and rebounded nicely. Let's hope they can get the ball to the ground and play a good brand to get themselves back into this.
Oaks with a head of steam attacking the defense. Tried to play it left for McCarty, but it's deflected. First time we really see McCarty drift out wide this early in the attack.
I think what the Spirit need to do is they need to focus on not allowing those longer balls to be played for Lisa to get in behind. Lisa Devanna's speed is just deadly back there. They just need to be smart and get somebody behind there.
Steal from O'Hara. She'll go against Gale and Huster. Still O'Hara on the ball. Takes a push from Gale. Sliding challenge, and we'll have a whistle here, and I believe it'll be a free kick. I don't think that was in the box when she called it.
No. She was definitely outside the box. I mean, it was a foul. They were all over her. She wasn't able to keep her footing and went down.
Pretty cut and dry call.
Yes.
Absolutely. So a free kick about 21, 22 yards from goal to the left of center. 3 sky blue players over it. Spirit basically putting everybody in that wall except for 3 or 4 players on the left side of the box, far side of the box. O'Hara, Adams, and Schmidt. The 3 players as Schmidt steps off. Whistle blows. It'll be Denisha Adams stepping over, and O'Hara taking the shot high and wide. 51st minute, it's 2-1 Sky Blue FC. They've struck early in both halves. Goodson in the second, Schmidt in the 48th.
On that set piece there, O'Hara wants to put that on frame, make Ashlyn Harris be good and have to make a save there. Especially from only about 20, 22 yards out. You want to put that on frame.
Header one. And, you know, obviously forwards are put on the field to score goals.
Right.
But Denisha Adams and Lisa Devanna have had 2 great assists tonight.
Right. You know, it's always easier said than done as well.
Krieger. Wide open is Matheson, but the flag goes up. She was wide open for a reason.
Yep. If that ball was played just a second earlier, Matheson's run, it was a very good run. Nobody was tracking her, but if it was played a little bit sooner, she might not have been offsides there.
And again, that's back to the chemistry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The teammate's going to know Matheson's going to make that run, boom, pass goes.
Right.
Hasn't quite appeared in week 3 yet. Now Lindsay to the feet of Matheson, laid back again for Lori Lindsay. Wells, Lindsay again. Harried by Adams, she'll go in the middle for Roberts. Her switch is behind Toulouse, so that's a double back. Up the line for Oaks. Oaks against Ford, wins a throw-in. Oaks is tossed towards McCarty on the edge of the 18. Turn good for McCarty, but the second defender, Friel's got a foot in. Ball knuckles back to the goalkeeper, Brittany Cameron. 53rd minute, 2-1 Sky Blue FC leads. Thanks for joining us this evening on YouTube. Header won by Huster. Schmidt for Johnson. Rampone. For O'Hara. She plays it into space looking for the run of Adams. Huster tracking her. Adams gets a body in. Hard shot is deflected out by Harris for a corner. Adams with the outside of the right foot there, creating a good chance.
Right. I'm not so sure Huster knew what side she wanted to run at Adams on her when she was recovering. It was a good little chance there. That was a great ball in by O'Hara.
Huster's still learning the position. And that's the kind of play you're not going to get a lot in a game
Right.
that you have to make.
Right.
So the third corner for Sky Blue FC, the first one created a goal, the second one a good chance. Third one comes in, punched partially by Harris and cleared. Harris was kind of in front of that ball and had to reach back. McCoskey's throw. Turned inside by O'Hara, tangled up with Matheson. She'll retain possession. Sophie Schmidt. Johnson wide right. Devanna pops up there, loses out to Oaks. The danger too if you're Washington is, if you put a little bit more into the attack, more space for Devanna, more space for O'Hara to make those runs and maybe make it 3-1.
Right. Well, at this point, later in the game, they'll probably look to maybe push numbers forward.
Right.
At this point, they're already losing. If they throw numbers forward, they obviously want to get a goal. If they get scored on, I mean, they're already losing, so
Right.
might as well put numbers forward, see what chances they can make.
Chip over for Devana, cleared by Toulouse. Touchdown by Lindsay for McCarty. Back to Lindsay. Pass goes off of McCarty. She drops it back. Dangerous pass. Touched in by Toulouse. Now Robin Gale. Bangs it left, looking for McCarty. Normal positions. Ford on the right, Johnson on the left. Friels forward for Lisa Devana, and that ball did go out of bounds. Throw in for Washington, 55th minute. McCarty, given away. Friels, pass in the middle, broken up by Oaks, and advantage didn't develop, so
McCarty lost the ball there, but did a good job to put pressure on it as soon as she lost it.
McCoskey. Ford gets it back. Pass blocked by Oaks. Falls again for Caitlin Ford. Drop back for Chrissy Rampone. She'll bang it over the top looking for Denisha Adams. Huster running it down. Harris will make the call and the catch and roll it to Krieger.
Look at the recovery from Denisha Adams. That was fantastic. Krieger had about 30 yards of space, and Denisha just worked her tail off to get back defensively.
I think Denisha Adams is one of those players coming out of college that everybody expected to be really good. And it didn't really develop for her in WPS, but so far I've been impressed with her today.
Right, yeah. She's done some good things up there.
Touched through by Adams for Elisa Devana. O'Hara making the far post run. Cross comes in from Devana. It's a beauty. Touched by Gale. Excuse me, by Toulouse coming back, and it's won by Huster and played forward. But a lazy pass given right back to Sky Blue FC. Cross comes in low towards Devana. Touch save by Ashlyn Harris. Second chance for Friels. What a save there on Devana.
I mean, this is a little sloppy in their own defensive third here. We got to be a little bit smarter with the balls that we're going to be playing out of the back.
McCoskey. Cross comes in, caught by Harris in the 6th.
I'm saying we as if I'm out there. The spirit.
Halftime stats for you. Sky Blue FC had a 10-5 advantage in shots, 7-2 in shots on target. The one card, which was issued to Kelly O'Hara, and it says one corner for Sky Blue, but I know they had 2-0 in that category.
Right. Yes, because Goodson got on the end of both of them, created something on the both of them.
But the big thing that's changed on that stat sheet since the half is the goals. 2-1 for Sky Blue FC after Schmidt's goal in the 48th minute. Roberts. Chip for Wells. She misses that touch. Johnson will watch her go out for a throw-in. We will see Dominika Hodak step into this match here momentarily.
Hodak's very, very good on the ball, and she's very feisty and a smart player. So I'm happy to see her go in at an earlier time than I think the last 2 games she's gone in at the 88th minute or the 90th
late,
minute.
right.
So she hasn't really been able to create much. Let's see what she can do out here today.
Huster. And down a goal, interested to see where she comes in midfield, whether she comes in the back.
Right. I mean, she played midfield when she was at Maryland, and then I believe her senior year she got changed to a center back and helped their defensive line there at Maryland. She's good in the midfield as well. See what she can do.
Roberts for Huster. Under pressure from Schmidt, she'll drop it back to Harris. Matheson's coming back to get the ball. I was just about to say she's not touched it much in the second half.
Right.
So good to see her just latch onto it.
Checking a little bit deeper to get it there.
Flicked on by McCarty. And talking to John Harks at the half, he was really impressed with Diana Matheson and the play that she was able to bring to this team in the first half. And he said they need to find her more.
Yeah, she's a little spark plug for this team. She's very fun to watch, and she creates some chances out of nothing just because of her work rate.
We will see Hodak here in the 59th minute.
In the 59th minute, Spirit substitution. Entering the game, number 4, Dominika Hodak, replaces number 3, Kika Toulouse.
So it is Toulouse, so
Hodak for Toulouse
chance
in
left
the
back unless
59th
somebody else
minute.
flips around here.
Right. Hodak has the pace to keep up with the front line of Sky Blue, so let's see if she can do something good back there.
Have to wonder also, Danielle, if maybe that knock that Toulouse took in the first half has caught up with her and she is not able to continue in the same fashion that she did
Right.
when she was fully healthy.
She was limping a little bit here. Her looks like her right quad is wrapped up a little bit. She's a little beat up, so putting Hodak in was probably a wise choice.
First sub used by either side, so Sky Blue FC has 3 left. Although I believe that's going to change very soon as Taylor Lytle has the penny on, talking to the coaching staff here, talking to Jim Gabara, and I think the substitution card was also handed into the 4th official just now, so we'll see Lytle very soon for Sky Blue FC, it looks like. It'll be her professional debut in NWSL after not playing against Western New York 2 weeks ago. Caitlin Ford in the corner, trying to shake Hodak and Oaks, and wins a corner.
They got to put a body in on Goodson here. She's been dangerous on their previous 2 corner kicks.
Adams taking this corner. Going back to her, she was capped in 2006 when she was still in college. Hasn't been capped since, so I think she expected to be a little bit more part of the national team. But that's what this league is for.
Right,
for players like her to
absolutely.
develop.
You know, when Pia was head of the U.S. team, she would love coming to these games and, you know, scouting the talent. So this is great for her.
Ball in, popped up high by O'Hara. Again, first player to the ball on a set piece is a Sky Blue FC player.
Sky Blue substitution.
Which is kind of strange because they defended the set pieces very well last week against Abby Wambach. So just wondering why they're stepping back to these on these corner kicks here and why they're not being first to the ball.
Katie Friels will be the player making way for Taylor Lytle. Lytle played at Texas Tech and got a cup of coffee with Sky Blue FC 2 years ago when they toured Japan. 27 assists in college, so straight swap in midfield. Harris's goal kick, won by Adams in the air. Now popped up by Huster for Matheson. Volley to right, intended for Wells, broken up. Up steps Krieger, but you can't pick up the second touch as Bukowski wins it. And that challenge from Krieger, no foul there as play given on. Nipped at the ankle there.
Krieger just battles for every single ball. She makes things happen just by the tackles that she makes.
O'Hara stumbles off the challenge from Roberts and does win a free kick in deep. Not sure about that one, Danielle.
They just went body to body there. I think it was both ways. I don't think that was necessarily, you know, Dominica Hodak taking her down.
Balls and you know, not letting much contact go. So at least that's a positive.
Right.
But I agree with you that some of these fouls have been on the lower end of the foul spectrum.
Yes.
Free kick from Adams towards the far post. Intended for Rampone. It's broken up by Krieger. Rampone was a forward in college, so a little bit of a flashback there. Quick kick taken for Krieger as the Spirit down a goal. Will work in the 63rd minute. Great ball over the top for Matheson. She brings it down, but Rampone tracking back, gets a foot in. McCarty tried to run it down, but Cameron off her line.
Ashlyn Harris did a good job at starting that ball quick, getting it out to Krieger, and Krieger sending that long ball.
Krieger wins the punt. Popped up now by Roberts for Matheson, who lays it off for Wells. Roberts. Ingrid Wells again. For McCarty. McCarty on the sideline and touched out by Rampone for a throw.
Not much you can do there, 1v2.
That'll let Krieger get forward to take this throw. Oaks making the hard run up the line. And a whistle here. Going to make Krieger back up a few steps. Roberts. Blocked by Devanna. Forced back to Huster.
Roberts wasn't aware of Devanna coming in behind there. Her speed of play's got to be a little bit quicker there in the midfield.
Hodak. Lindsay. Now Huster. Excuse me, for Krieger. The other 11. I almost said Devanna. McCarty. For Krieger. Krieger working towards the right sideline. And too much on that first touch. It goes out of bounds.
Unfortunate first touch. You don't usually see that from Krieger. She's able to keep the ball right at her feet.
Clearly the Spirit tried to involve Krieger and Matheson a little bit more. Cameron's goal kick towards the near side. One down by Lindsay. Her volley not in the path of Tiffany McCarty, goes out for a throw-in. Schmidt's header, knocked on by O'Hara for Adams. McCoskey into space for Caitlin Ford. Her fellow Aussie Devanna raking the run short. Ford will stay on the ball, working against Oakes. Oakes gets a foot in. Ford stumbles. And now Hodak almost gives it away. Gale gets in there first. Hodak. Chips it up the line, into the path of McCarty, but Goodson a step quicker. And out for a throw. I thought Goodson clearly touched that ball.
Yeah, I guess if you get to the ball first, the ref will give it to you.
66th minute, it's Sky Blue FC 2, Washington Spirit 1. We'll tell you how we got there. Coco Goodson scoring on a header off of a Denisha Adams corner in the second minute to put Sky Blue FC in front. Then it was Washington getting level in the 35th minute. Diana Matheson finishing off a pass from Lori Lindsay. And then once again, early in the half, it was Sky Blue FC scoring as Lisa Devanna got loose on the counter, laid it back, and Sophie Schmidt finished first time from 12 yards out. So that's where we are, 2-1, in favor of the visitors from Sky Blue FC. This has not been a league early where road teams have had a lot of success.
Right.
So Sky Blue FC trying to change that. Chance for them to go 2-0 as well. They beat Western New York 1-0 at home 2 weeks ago. Spirit have 2 points off of a pair of 1-1 draws with Boston and Western New York. Schmidt, nice ball into the path of Devanna. Devanna on the right flank, hustling towards the middle, making the run short as Lido. Now it's played for Adams and it's cleared.
That looked very similar to the play that they scored last time, but Spirit actually had way more numbers back in and behind the ball there, so that it was well defended.
Matheson forward, lays it off into space. Oakes turns on the Jets, but can't beat Johnson to that ball. Actually, that was Ford. Ford lays it back for Cameron. Cameron hits it up the middle. Header won well by Krieger, but only as far as Johnson. Lytle. Coco Goodson for Sky Blue FC. Right for Ford. Goodson again. Rampone. Johnson. Rampone again. A little bit of keep away with a 1-goal lead in the 68th minute.
You hear head coach down there, Jim Cabrera, just saying, keep it moving, keep it moving. Stretch him out as much as you can.
Great to see him again, as he was such a big part of this community, both with the WUSA Freedom, the WPS Freedom, and then the various youth clubs that wore the Freedom name for such a long time.
Right. Yeah, he did so many things here.
Giveaway now to Matheson, 2-on-2. She has McCarty to her right, lays it in for McCarty. McCarty in the box, cuts it back, stumbles, and off her line to get it is Cameron. Just a little too slow in developing there, Danielle.
I'm not so sure what just happened there with the back line of Sky Blue. I think they fell asleep for a second there. Weren't expecting Diana Matheson to slide in there and steal that ball. That was just a lack of communication there, I believe.
Matheson playing a lot higher now late
Yes.
in this game. Left for Devanna. Bad touch there, a rare one. Gives the throwaway to Krieger in the 68th minute. 2-1, Sky Blue FC lead the Washington Spirit here at the Maryland Soccerplex on a beautiful Saturday evening. I'd like to bottle some of this cool air for the summer.
Yes.
Feels really nice right now.
Yes.
Huster. Lindsay. Chance to run forward as Schmidt tracks her back. Laid off now into space for Oakes. Oakes in the 18. Johnson gets a touch in, and Oakes will wisely let that go out. They're going to say a goal kick. Clearly she touched the ball, I thought. Unless Oakes hit it again on the way through, too.
Definitely thought the defender got a toe in there.
Spirit readying their second change. It is Caroline Miller, the forward from the University of Virginia. 69th minute as this goal kick will come. And I can see from the fourth official that Tiffany McCarty is going to be the player that comes out as that 14 has been sketched out on the signboard. Ball over the top by Lindsay. Mathis in his own side. Cameron is way out and gets a piece of that ball. Defender stumbles though. And this time it is a corner. I believe the first of the match for the Spirit. Maybe the second.
That was an interesting tackle at the top of the 18. Lori Lindsay was asking for a foul there, but I guess they'll settle with a corner.
Wells will screen the keeper Cameron, everybody else in red. At the top of the box to the left of center. Awaiting this serve from Lori Lindsay in the 70th minute. Her team trailing by a goal, 2-1.
Crowd trying to get the Spirit back into this.
Left hand comes up for Lindsay. Right-footed ball towards the far post. Headed out. Second ball falls for Matheson. She'll try the right-footed shot. That's blocked. Ball gets through into the box. McCarty trying to run it down, but Cameron off her line.
A little shaky there for Sky Blue, but well collected.
Punt by Cameron. Gives possession away to Krieger, but her first touch a little shaky, but she has time and space to recover. Roberts. Chip right into the path of Wells. And the flag is up on Wells. Okay. Free kick for Sky Blue FC in the 71st minute.
There's been some questionable calls here in the last couple of minutes.
Washington substitution in the 71st
Will be
minute.
McCarty coming up. We would say that either way. If it wasn't, if it was going for Washington, we would
Right,
say it.
right.
It is what it is.
Replaces
So
number
Tiffany
14,
McCarty's
Tiffany
day is done
McCarty.
after 70 minutes and
Number 4
change.
McCarty in the
Caroline Miller,
71st
who
minute.
hasn't had a lot of time, kind of like Hodak, to impact a game that she's come on late in the last two matches, but she has 20 minutes and change with stoppage time to try and find a tying goal.
Caroline Miller has a nose for the goal, scoring what I believe was 45 goals at UVA. So definitely can put the ball in the back of the net. So let's see if she can do something here for the Spirit.
Yep, 45 goals, second in the history of UVA.
There's been some great players to go through UVA, so that's a special. She's a special player.
Ball intended for O'Hara, broke it up by Hodak. Yeah, and some of them are on this field.
Yeah.
Lori Lindsay for one. Ball over the top for Miller. She has to step on Goodson. Trying to cut it back now, lays it off for Matheson. Matheson marked by McCoskey, wins the throw. Miller will go short. Oakes making the run as well. It will come for Stephanie Oakes, who shields McCoskey. And laid off there. She thought Matheson was going to make the run up the line. Matheson was standing like a statue, didn't move, and it goes out for a throw-in.
Slight miscommunication between the two of them over there.
O'Hara trying to head it into her own path. It falls for now for Devanna, who will switch, intended for Denisha Adams. Overlapping is Johnson. Adams will lay it off in the center of the park, and Schmidt will finish the job with a good ball over the top on the left side. Kendall Johnson marked by Wells now. Cross comes in low, picked off by Houston. 73rd minute, 2-1, Sky Blue FC lead. Here's the substitute, Caroline Miller, for Lori Lindsay. Matheson. Roberts. Krieger. Roberts. Huster. Triangle continues as Huster will now work in Robin Gale. Matheson coming back for the ball, she'll get it.
Slowing the play a little bit. Trying to catch Sky Blue a little off guard, put him to sleep with the movement of the ball. See if they can get something here.
Lindsay. Miller. Wells. Pass up the line is blocked. Throw in. For Sky Blue FC.
Again, just walk over and pick up the ball. Maybe it'll be yours. You never know.
Get it to be Sky Blue's ball. It's Adams and Krieger both got ahead on that one. Krieger's had the final one to touch it. 74th minute, 2-1. Sky Blue FC. And Danielle, it seems like last week the pace kind of went out of this game about this point, and then the final 10 minutes were frenetic.
Yes. We're in for a show then for these next 15 minutes.
Goodson gives it away. Roberts. Oakes takes a tangle there. No foul. Play on given for Lisa Devanna. Devanna steps by one, steps by two, plays it in now. Excuse me, that was O'Hara for Devanna now. Cleared now by Hodak. Throw in deep for Sky Blue FC, 75th minute. It'll be the Aussie Caitlin Ford taking. Adams waiting at the far post so they can get across into her. Hodak standing her ground well, getting a foot in. Stumbles, and it'll be a corner for Sky Blue FC. Their fourth of the match. Again, it'll be Denisha Adams jogging over to take.
See who puts a body in on Goodson here. Breeze is picking up a little bit.
Oaks is drawing the responsibility on Goodson this time. Ball comes in towards the 6, brought down and headed, and finally cleared by Lori Lindsay. And a whistle here, players shaken up, and they will call the trainers on immediately. Injured Sky Blue FC player, still trying to get a number on that injured player.
O'Hara, looks like
It is
O'Hara.
O'Hara. Looks to be okay. Trainer will hand out water bottles as well when he's on the field. Good service.
She went. I didn't see which Spirit player it was, but she did go head to head with them on that clearance.
So we'll get a drop ball here. Figure they'll just kick it back to Washington. They're going to make O'Hara leave the field and get permission to re-enter. So it's 11 on 10 for probably about 10 seconds. And cleared by Gale. Cameron with a hand up saying thank you for your sportsmanship. Always nice to see. Cameron knocks it over the top. I remember seeing the U.S. Honduras qualifier at RFK Stadium in 2001 where U.S. was down and didn't give the ball back after an injury because they thought Honduras was faking.
I don't remember watching that. That's a great memory.
That was the.
I was probably there.
That was the last World Cup qualifier the U.S. lost on home soil when I was there. So I've been afraid to go back ever since. Huster. Gale. Hodak.
Spirit had to think about throwing some numbers forward here. You know, the last 14 minutes or so of this game, you know, and some stoppage time, but they got to get numbers forward. They got to get this equalizer.
Give it away now. It's Ford for Adams. Pass is blocked. Now it falls for Lytle. Taylor Lytle, 25 yards from goal. Tries to slide it in. Gale gets a foot in. Wins it for Hodak. And now it's cleared. One change left. Spencer would probably be the safe guess here after what she was able to do last week.
She's been warming up this whole second half. Let's see if she gets in and can make something happen for this team.
Came on for Wells at the half last week, won the penalty kick that Matheson buried to tie that game and get the Spirit a point in their home opener. Kendall Johnson trying to get a step on Wells, now working on Krieger. Johnson double back, good mark here from Krieger. Tangle there, play on, and cleared by Washington. Just once I'd like to see that ball cleared into the trash can behind the bench. Not this time. Johnson will take the throw.
That's what we really hope for up here.
That's not completely true. Partially true, not completely true. Devanna, left for O'Hara. Tries to nutmeg Krieger, gets it back, cross comes in, and just out of the path of Denisha Adams as Harris dives on it.
O'Hara's been fun to watch up there today. She's been doing some good things for Sky Blue. It's good to see her come out of the back and make something happen up there for them.
79th minute, Sky Blue FC leading 2-1. Ashlyn Harris will bounce this ball, get numbers forward. Wells, pass is blocked. Won by Lytle. Dumped left now for O'Hara. Again for Lytle. Excuse me, that's Sophie Schmidt now. Plays it right. Nice win from Madison. Plays it through for Caroline Miller. Miller trying to get a step on Rampone. Miller in the box, trying to avoid Rampone. Still Rampone in the mark. Shot for Miller, saved by Cameron. Still loose in the box. Second chance now for Ingrid Wells. drops it back. Julia Roberts, cross in towards the 6, headed by Miller, but not on frame, given away. Lindsay will bring it down. Lindsay now to the feet of Miller. She'll try the shot from deep. Actually, that was Oakes. Shot block from Oakes, and now cleared.
You don't really see many attackers turn Christy Rampone around like that. Caroline Miller did a great job at turning her around a little bit to try to get a shot off there.
Krieger's chip forward intended for Oakes. She'll run it down in the corner. Good speed there from Oakes. Oakes' cross blocked out and wins a corner. Mike Jordan with a clap of his hands. Good play.
I believe that's Caroline Miller's third touch of the game, and she's making things happen up there.
That's what you want from your subs. You want them to get active. You want them to use those fresh legs to test the defenders. Again, Lori Lindsay with the serve. 80th minute, entering that magic final 10 minutes that we saw 2 goals last week. 2-1 in favor of Sky Blue FC so far today. Crowd stomping their feet here at the Plex. Hand comes up from Lindsay. Right-footed serve in towards the 6. And a whistle and a foul against Washington.
I didn't see that foul there, but that's definitely, this is not the time to do that. I mean, they're down a goal, 2-1. They want to put something on the end of that cross, and they end up getting a foul called against them. Excuse me.
Cameron, take this free kick. She's done well, stepping into the shoes of Julian Lloyden, who's out for the next couple weeks at least with an injury. Former Villanova goalkeeper, who's also been in the mix with the national team, the 3rd goalkeeper for the World Cup 2 years ago. Here's Wells. Up the line, it comes from Matheson. She'll bring it down with her right foot. Matheson, 20 yards from goal. Early cross in towards Oakes, just past her. Miller hustling to win it down against McCoskey. McCoskey will get there first, but Miller blocks the clearance. McCoskey will try it again, and again Miller blocks it. And this time it goes out for a goal kick. McCoskey didn't want to try it a 3rd time.
Caroline Miller has been the spark that the Spirit team needed in this game. She's done some great things so far.
Goal kick will come in the 82nd minute. Time running out for the Washington Spirit, down 2-1. Goodson, Matheson, Schmidt, your goal scorers. So I'm sure a lot of happy fans in Canada seeing both Matheson and Schmidt get on the score sheet. Hello, Canada. Header won by Houston. And a foul against Sky Blue FC. I didn't see much there.
Nope.
Gotta wonder too if something like that happens in the box, are we gonna see a soft penalty either way? I mean, you don't know. Free kick for Gale. Now into the 83rd minute here at the Maryland Soccerplex. 2-1, Sky Blue FC. Gale needs to take this kick. Her team's down a goal. Whacks it forward towards the top of the 18. Headed left. Now Lindsay with a hard challenge in. Play on to Schmidt, wins it, and clears. Gale volleys it forward.
Those types of services are just really easy to defend. I would have hoped they would have played it wide to Houston, and Houston take a touch down the line.
Lindsay from deep, just over. I think Cameron had it covered, but what a shot from 35 yards out from Lori Lindsay.
That was a great strike by Lori Lindsay there.
And a great job as well by Caroline Miller to win that initial header and knock it back to Lindsay in space. 83rd minute. Monica Ocampo at the subs table for Sky Blue FC, the Mexican forward. Interesting move, bringing you forward on potentially in the last 10 minutes of a game you're leading 2-1. Ball knocked out for a throw. Hodak will take, and we will allow the sub before that. It'll be Monica Ocampo coming on in the 84th minute. Denisha Adams will make way. Good match, I thought, from Adams. Assisted on the first goal in the corner kick. Held the ball up well in the center of the park. Adams will take her time getting off the field with a 1-goal lead.
Sky Blue substitution in the
Looks like Jasmine Spencer as well is taking off her penny, taking off her sweats, and gonna get ready to go in.
replacing number 9, Demisha Adams.
Ocampo, the 26-year-old forward from Mexico, allocated from the Mexican national team. Scored a gorgeous goal against England in the 2011 Women's World Cup. Throw by Hodak up the line, cleared. Spencer is waiting, and be interesting to see who she comes on for. Hodak. Good switch for Huster. Wide right is Krieger. She wants the ball, she'll get it. Krieger with time and space on the right side as the first leagues of Ocampo track back. Crossing towards the middle. Miller trying to get on the end of it, it's cleared. Flicked on by O'Hara. Now Hodak will go all the way back to her goalkeeper, Ashlyn Harris. 85th minute, 2-1 Sky Blue FC. Krieger. Lindsay. Tries to touch it around Johnson, but Johnson will knock it out for a throw. We will see Jasmine Spencer here. 24 on. And 9 off. So it's the same change we saw last week at the half, as Ingrid Wells is replaced by Jasmine Spencer.
I think I would have liked to see that substitute happen a little bit sooner, given Jasmine Spencer a little bit more a chance to settle into this game. Because she did well for the Spirit last week when she came in at halftime. She's not given much of a chance here in the last 5 minutes.
Huster. Pressure by Devanna, she goes back. Robin Gale. Roberts. Now Huster. Given space to serve this ball in, but gives possession away to Caitlin Ford. Up for Ocampo. Stolen away, though, by Hodak. She'll find Oaks and now get it back. Stolen away, though. Chance for Ocampo to counter in the 86th minute. 2-1. Sky Blue FC leads, trying to get that insurance goal to put this game away. Ocampo with step-over moves. Plays it left for the open O'Hara. O'Hara in the box with a heavy first touch, but the volley goes just wide.
You could see O'Hara just gunning down that left side wide open, but Krieger was aware of her the whole entire time.
Devanna is shaken up. We'll get some attention from the official. Now back on her feet, walking back. Kick taken short for Huster. 87th minute. Spirit looking for another late equalizer like they got last week from Matheson from the spot. It would almost be anticlimactic if we didn't get a late goal.
Right.
Both of the Spirit games so far this year, we've had that.
Yes. We're waiting. Hopefully it comes.
Spencer can't keep that one alive. Throw in deep in the 87th minute.
Going to take their sweet time getting it in over here. They're no rush.
They still have a sub to burn as well if they want to waste some more time.
Well, they do have one player warming up over there for Sky Blue.
Throw from Johnson. One by Krieger. Spencer with her first touch. Steals it away from Schmidt. And now a foul
Advantage.
here. Yeah.
That's the type of call you don't want to make there.
Yeah, Schmidt's on her butt, and you're trying to counter up that side.
Yeah.
Blow the whistle.
Lori Lindsay wins that tackle and takes that great touch forward. She could have got a service in behind the back line. Now, it's easy for Sky Blue to set up and defend this here.
Lindsay will take the free kick. Be a right-footed serve. Everybody milling around the top of the 18. Serve from Lindsay towards the penalty spot. Headed wide. I believe that was Krieger that got the touch, and now it is cleared. Lindsay wants a ball. She'll get it. 88th minute. 2-1. Sky Blue FC leads. Oaks crosses blocked, and she'll get a corner.
They just need to throw numbers in here.
Ashlyn Harris coming up the midfield. Everybody else, with the exception of Hodak, within 30 yards of goal. Time to roll the dice. 2-1. Sky Blue FC lead. Washington Spirit looking for the tying goal.
Not so sure why Robin Gill isn't going in there. Just got to get numbers in the box at this point.
Lindsay serve in, deflected. Johnson was in the mix, as was the goalkeeper Cameron. Gale chips it forward, and it goes out. I think that's why she was there for that second shot, but didn't do much with that. 89th minute.
She seems like she would be a good target in there, though, for them. She got some decent size.
5'7". Certainly a better target than, say, Jasmine Spencer or Matheson.
Absolutely.
Although I think Matheson would have found a way if the ball would have got to her to do something. Header won by Roberts. Flicked on now by Matheson. Blocked by Lindsay. Lido battling against Lindsay. She gets a touch in for Sky Blue FC and goes wide right. Touched up the line for Devana. Devana turns it in for Ocampo, but it's taken away by Hodak. Dropped for Huster. Now Gale. Into the 90th minute. Sky Blue FC clinging to a 2-1 lead. Spirit pushing forward. Here's Robin Gale. Chip towards the 18. Headed down. And cleared by Goodson. Hodak battling Devana. Devana gets to it first. Quick feet dumps it back. Clearance by Ford. Kept alive for Oaks. Laid off for Roberts. Early cross in towards Matheson. Headed by McCoskey for Sky Blue FC. Matheson picking it up on the other side. Walking towards the far sideline. Lays it in for Oaks. Oaks trying to turn in the 18. Oaks marked by Schmidt. Has her pass blocked. Good defending there from Sophie Schmidt. Now Devana. Into stoppage time. Maddie Thompson is the third sub for Sky Blue FC. They'll most likely make it. If the referee sees that sub, she's going to let play go. Hudak will take the throw. Oaks stumbles, keeps possession, drops it back for Matheson. They'll try and play a 1-2. Here's Matheson on the edge of the box. Matheson working towards the inline. And again, McCoskey does well to shield her off the ball. Kept alive now by Matheson, and they call the foul very late on the inline.
The Sky Blue defender did a good job at just keeping the ball at her feet and shielding the ball. Matheson got a little bit frustrated with that and threw it down to the ground. So I think that was a good call there.
We'll see Maddie Thompson here.
25, Maddie Thompson. Here's the game for Sky
I
Blue.
believe it'll be Devana making way, but she's taking her time getting off.
Replacing number 11, Lisa Devana.
That will be the change.
Thompson for Devana in extra time.
I didn't see a signal of stoppage time. Did you, Danielle? How
No,
much we're going to have?
no, not yet, because he's been waiting to sub in this player for the last couple of minutes.
When you only have one side, it's tough to multitask if you're
Right.
the fourth official.
Referee has indicated 2 minutes.
Okay,
of
we'll have
extra
2 minutes
time. 2 minutes
of stoppage
added.
time. Not a lot. We're into it right now. You just got to hope for one last chance if you're Washington. Header popped up by Roberts. Now Oaks. Scooped out by the new sub Thompson. Now Schmidt will just dump it long. Gale. Good pressure from O'Hara, and it goes out for a goal kick. Sophie Schmidt, borrowing from her Canada's national sport there, just kind of icing the puck there, dumping it long. Huster whacks it over the top. Last gasps here for the Spirit, down 2-1. Spencer bumped off. It'll fall though for Miller. Miller trying to get a step in, it's deflected. Dropped back and cleared by the steady Rampone. Hodak will rebuild the charge here for the Spirit in stoppage time. Can't be much more left of the 2 minutes that were allocated.
They got to just try to send these balls in long here. There's no reason to keep knocking it around. You got to give yourself a chance by sending these longer balls in and throwing numbers at the ball.
It's cleared again. Here's Harris. Huster. Banged long. Touched in now for Miller. She can't find the handle. Matheson slides in to get a deflected ball, and she'll get a throw. Matheson over to take it. Screaming for somebody to come to the ball because it's not an easy pass there. Finally does throw it for Roberts. Her cross is blocked. Touched back by Thompson, partially cleared, another throw. It'll be for Sky Blue FC in stoppage time. You got to figure if they can get a clean throw in here and clear, that'll probably just about do it. Throwing up the line. One by Roberts, but she can't keep it in touch. Out for a throw.
This will be an unfortunate outcome for the Spirit because they did so well to battle and get back into that game last week as well by getting that penalty kick. They did well tonight, but they fell asleep in the first couple minutes of each half here, and so You don't want to see that happen.
Final whistle blows, and Sky Blue FC moves to 2-0 in the year. They come into the Maryland Soccerplex and defeat the Washington Spirit 2-1. Coco Goodson gave them the lead in the second minute. Diana Matheson tied off a feed from Lori Wins in the 35th. And then Sophie Schmidt scoring what turned out to be the winning goal in the 48th minute off a feed from Lisa Devanna. And Danielle Malagari, it was the beginning of each half that killed this team. A goal in the second minute, a goal 3 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to find yourself down, especially 2 minutes into the first half, down 1-0. You're going to have to be battling for the 88 minutes left plus the stoppage time, and you don't want to find yourself in that situation. As the season goes on, and legs aren't as good as you would want them to be into the later parts of the season, you don't want to find yourself down. So they just got to not come out as flat at the beginning of the game and at the beginning of the second half in their next game next weekend.
Pauses. I thought Lori Lindsay had her best match so far this season.
Oh yeah, she was very active in the midfield and created a lot of chances, ripped some shots herself, and did some good things. So, like you said at the beginning, Coach Mike Jordan said she was a little rusty coming into preseason, but has gotten better and better each game.
Matheson, I thought, tremendous as well.
She's going to be fun to watch. I'm really excited she's here with the Washington Spirit. She's done some great things up top there and has created some chances for the team.
And then up top, I thought Caroline Miller came on and did some good things late.
Yeah, like we stated, she was the spark plug for the team. Maybe next week, if she does come off of the bench, she can go in a little bit sooner because she did create a lot of opportunities late in that half.
On the flip side, I thought all three forwards for Sky Blue FC, Adams, Devanna, O'Hara, had good matches.
Oh yeah, that's a fantastic front line to have a lot of experience there, a lot of pace to get in behind, and they were pretty tricky as well. They're very crafty on the ball and made it a fun game to watch.
And then that defensive midfield spot is kind of an unsung hero, but I thought McCoskey had a very good game as well.
Yes. I didn't get to see much of her in that first game against Western New York, but she settled the ball well and distributed well in that defensive holding position.
So, as I said, Sky Blue FC moves to 2-0 in the year, picking up 3 road points. Washington no longer undefeated. They now have 2 draws and a loss on the year, 2 points heading into next week. The Sky Blue FC will be in action again on May 1st. They travel to Western New York. Meanwhile, we'll have the third game of our 4-game homestand here at the Maryland Soccerplex. Portland Thorns in town. Looking forward to seeing Alex Morgan and Christine Sinclair.
Yeah, that was. I watched a little bit of that Portland game last week, and the few minutes that I did watch, it was very exciting. So when they come in here, hopefully the crowd keeps coming out and they put on a good show. Both teams.
Final thoughts on this one?
Just an unfortunate start on at the beginning of both halves for the Spirit. Like I've said, they had to battle back the whole entire time and got more comfortable as the game went on, and they tied it up. But they were fighting too much to try to score that second goal. They just didn't get into that great of a rhythm. So you never want to find yourself down like that. So just focus on not giving up goals in the early parts of the halves, and I think they'll be good. Recapping the scoring for you one more time, Coco Goodson gave Sky Blue FC the lead in the second half, heading home a Denisha Adams corner kick. Washington got even in the 35th minute as Diana Matheson finished off a feed from Lori Lindsay. And then right after the half in the 48th minute, it was another Canadian, Sophie Schmidt, scoring for Sky Blue FC off the feed from Lisa Devanna. So that's where we end up today. Sky Blue FC 2, the Washington Spirit 1. Once again, join us for our next broadcast a week from today as Portland Thorns FC invade the Maryland Soccerplex. And then we'll be home once more on May 11th as the Boston Breakers return the visit that Spirit gave them in Week 1. Once again, the final score, Sky Blue FC 2, Washington 1. For Daniel Malagari, I'm Michael Minnick saying good night from the Maryland Soccerplex.